the love story of and is one of the most unexpected and chaotic romances in recent WWE history. It is not the kind of love story built on fairytale beginnings or soft glances across a quiet room. No, this story was forged in betrayal, rebellion, ambition, and the electric drama that only WWE can create. It began during a time when DOMINIK Mysterio was struggling to step out of the shadow of his legendary father. DOMINIK had already shocked the world once by turning against his father and aligning himself with the Judgment Day. That decision alone transformed him from a smiling second-generation star into one of the most controversial young figures in WWE. But what no one expected was how Liv Morgan would enter his life and flip the entire script. Liv Morgan had always been unpredictable. From her early days as the underdog of the Riot Squad to becoming a world champion, she thrived on proving doubters wrong. She carried a unique mix of sweetness and chaos, and fans never quite knew whether she would hug you or hit you with a steel chair. That duality is exactly what made her connection with DOMINIK so compelling. At first, their interactions were subtle. Backstage glances. Moments where Liv seemed to linger just a second too long around DOMINIK. Meanwhile, DOMINIK was tangled in his complicated storyline with Rhea Ripley, who had established herself as his dominant partner within the Judgment Day. Rhea's presence alone made any potential romantic shift explosive. She was powerful, intense, and fiercely protective of her territory. But Liv Morgan doesn't back down from a challenge. The turning point came during a series of confrontations that blurred the line between rivalry and flirtation. Liv began teasing DOMINIK openly. She would interrupt his promos, mock him, then suddenly soften her tone. The crowd could feel something brewing. Was she manipulating him? Was he falling for her? Or was this all part of a bigger mind game? DOMINIK, still young and emotionally impulsive, seemed torn. On one side, loyalty to the Judgment Day and Rhea Ripley. On the other, Liv's playful yet dangerous energy pulling him closer. The tension escalated each week. Liv would whisper things to him in the ring. She would create situations where he had to choose between helping her or sticking with his faction. Every choice he made carried consequences. Then came the betrayal. In a shocking moment that sent the WWE Universe into a frenzy, DOMINIK hesitated during a crucial match involving Liv. That hesitation was enough. Liv capitalized. Whether it was strategic or emotional, no one could say for sure, but it marked the beginning of their public alliance. The storyline pivoted from flirtation to full-blown partnership. What made their love story so fascinating was that it wasn't pure. It was messy. It was fueled by ambition as much as attraction. Liv saw something in DOMINIK, vulnerability mixed with rebellion. DOMINIK saw in Liv someone who didn't treat him like a child living in Rey Mysterio's shadow. She treated him like an equal, or at least made him feel like one. As weeks passed, they began appearing together more frequently. Backstage segments showed them strategizing, laughing, and occasionally arguing. Their chemistry wasn't calm or stable. It was explosive. One moment they were united against the world. The next, they were clashing over ego and pride. The WWE Universe was divided. Some fans believed Liv was manipulating DOMINIK to weaken the Judgment Day from within. Others believed DOMINIK had finally found someone who understood him, someone who embraced his darker transformation rather than questioning it. Social media buzzed with debates, fan edits, and endless speculation. And then there was Rey Mysterio. The emotional weight of the story deepened whenever Rey confronted DOMINIK about his choices. Rey didn't just see Liv as a romantic partner, he saw her as another influence pulling his son further away. Promos between father and son became more personal. Rey would speak about family, legacy, and responsibility. DOMINIK would fire back, claiming he was tired of living under Rey's name. Liv stood by DOMINIK during these confrontations. Sometimes silently, sometimes defiantly. In key moments, she even got involved physically, attacking Rey or distracting him at ringside. That act alone solidified her commitment. Whether it was love or strategic alliance, she had chosen DOMINIK's side. Their storyline eventually evolved into a power couple dynamic. They interfered in each other's matches. They celebrated victories together. They schemed together. Unlike traditional WWE romances, theirs wasn't about soft romance, it was about chaos-driven unity. They thrived when the arena booed them. The louder the crowd protested, the stronger their on-screen bond appeared. But every WWE love story faces a test. Tensions began rising when championship opportunities entered the picture. Ambition is a powerful force. If Liv chased gold, would DOMINIK support her fully? If DOMINIK sought to prove himself as a singles competitor, would Liv step aside? Small cracks began to show. Miscommunications. accidental distractions. Moments where one cost the other a crucial win. Yet each time it seemed like they would implode, they found a way back. Sometimes through heated backstage arguments that ended in reconciliation. Sometimes through united revenge against a common enemy. Their relationship became less about manipulation and more about mutual survival in a brutal environment. What truly defined the love story of Liv Morgan and DOMINIK Mysterio wasn't perfection. It was evolution. DOMINIK grew more confident with Liv at his side. Liv embraced an even darker, more fearless version of herself. Together, they challenged alliances, defied expectations, and rewrote the narrative that had once defined them separately. In many ways, their love story symbolized rebellion. Two young stars refusing to be controlled by legacy, factions, or public opinion. They weren't the traditional heroic couple. They were flawed, controversial, and unpredictable. And that's exactly why fans couldn't look away. Whether their alliance lasts forever or eventually collapses under the weight of ambition and betrayal, one thing is certain. The story of Liv Morgan and DOMINIK Mysterio carved out one of the most dramatic romantic arcs in modern WWE storytelling. It wasn't a fairy tale. It was war, loyalty, temptation, and passion colliding under bright arena lights. And in WWE, sometimes that's the most powerful kind of love story of all.